Hey everybody, I'm Paolo Bediones and this is the VlogChain. For a special episode today, we have Andrew Ong, the General Manager and owner of Gong Philippines. Hi Andrew, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Let's talk about your business, Gong. How did it start?
Well, it started way back in 2010, and basically I was looking for a bubble tea franchise around Southeast Asia to bring into the Philippines. One of my friends recommended that I look at the bubble tea franchise in Hong Kong, and then but it's actually originally from Taiwan. I called up Gong, and they're based out of Kaohsiung, Taiwan, for the master franchise rights over to the Philippines. 2 weeks after I had initially contacted Gong in Taiwan, I came over to I went over there and then decided to get the franchise and bring it over here.
Now the bubble tea industry is very saturated. It's packed with a lot of competitors, and it takes a lot to be able to stand out. But somehow you found that formula to stand out. What do you think that formula was?
I think primarily the importance is maintaining your quality.
All right.
One of the attributes of Gong within Southeast Asia was that it already had very strong branding within mostly Chinese countries, so China, Singapore, Malaysia. But then in the Philippines, of course, we're Filipino, so our taste buds are a bit different from normal people. But nonetheless, the brand flourished during those boom periods between 2011 and through 2014.
So you started with one branch, and now how many outlets do you have?
Okay, we started in Mall of Asia. That's our first branch. It was about 18 square meters.
Okay.
I was going to be happy with just 5 branches if we open 5. Today we have 75.
75.
75.
That's a lot more than what you expected.
Yeah, and a lot more to come.
Right. So when you come up with a vision, especially for your business, did you ever think? Because you said you're okay with 5, but now it's 75. So what's your next goal?
Actually, it's to more or less try to find other brands which are complementary to Gong.
Okay.
So we've looked for food. We actually have another brand called Pizza Studio, which we brought in from Los Angeles. And then also, eventually, that's one of the things. And then the other one is I was looking for a consumer loyalty program that would best fit my brands.
Now you've been with Absolutely as a client in the beginning. How did that partnership begin, and why did you decide to bet on Absolutely?
Okay, that's a good question. In the very beginning, we were still looking for a loyalty program that would fit us, but we didn't like any of the ones that were existing.
What was the downside of these loyalty programs for you?
Well, a lot of them tend to aggregate a lot of the brands together into one app, which is not the vision that I shared with all of these other brands. But then Patrick was referred to me, and then I met him about 4 years ago. And during that time, when he told me that I could have my own app and that I would be exclusively marketing my own app as Gong and not as anything else, that was one of the attractive points why I decided to use Absolutely.
Because that proposition, it increases your value in terms of how the public perceives you, because to have your own app, that's a different kind of level.
Yes. Most of the big brands, if you want to be known as the ultimate brand, you've got to stand out in terms of what you're giving, your service, your quality, and also your technology.
Right.
So definitely, during that time when Absolutely approached me and I saw the app, I said that this is the brand that would probably stand out the most.
So let's talk about Absolutely, you being a partner in it, and now it's entering the cryptocurrency industry. That's a space that a lot of people are very skeptical about. That's a space that a lot of people are very wary about. But then it's also a space where there's so much growth. The growth is exponential. Why was it a logical choice to put a loyalty program on a blockchain?
Well, actually, one of the recommendations I gave to Absolutely was to unify all of the programs together. That means that all the existing clients that absolutely had at that time, it would be much better if we used all of our strengths together, primarily in the retail space where we are dominant in, and then combine it into the virtual space. Or hence, when the existence of the blockchain became aware to me, then and there I said, this has got to be the way that we have to go. Okay.
Now, the moment you talk about blockchain, immediately, especially if it's cryptocurrency, you're talking about going global.
Right.
And was that ever part of the vision for LoyalCoin to be a global company?
Yes, definitely. Because the blockchain allows companies in the Philippines to become global mega giants as long as they're able to go, to use this program, and if the merchants allow themselves to be into the coalition,
right,
then definitely there is very strong relationships between the merchants over in the US, in Europe, within Southeast Asia, China, and also the Philippines.
Right. So how do you counter arguments that, for example, they'll say, why would a merchant be willing to give LoyalCoin as a reward when that particular customer will go somewhere else to use that LoyalCoin?
That was one of the thoughts that I also put into theory. However, people tend to discount that. If they buy from you and they buy from a Walmart, they buy from Home Depot, they buy from Denny's,
right, big box retail
companies that are well known, then they're leveraging their brand also on you.
Yes.
So as a coalition, as a group, the tendency is those who are drinking my Gongcha probably would not want to drink another brand.
Right.
And so they have their own preferences, what they want to buy. They want to buy something from a supermarket of their choice,
right,
a gas station of their choice. So all these things together, they have their sets of preferences. So in terms of behavioral patterns, in terms of spending, they are people who already have a routine in which brands that they want to associate with. So in doing so, once you buy Gongcha, you can decide that you can use my loyalty points or LoyalCoin over to them, and then vice versa. So it means to say that they will also be able to spend, to earn LoyalCoin from that particular vendor and then spend it on me. So it's a bigger market now compared to a Gongcha loyalty program.
Right, wherein you're just bringing in regular walk-ins to your marketing, but in this case, because you're putting cryptocurrency into the mix, you're attracting a whole new different kind of market, which maybe they're coming to you because of the novelty of it all.
Right.
But who cares? They're still customers.
Yes.
Right.
Gongcha has always been a very very open about using newer technologies in order to get more clients. And the blockchain is definitely one of the most important discoveries in this century.
Indeed.
So if I used Absolute's loyalty program and it increased my sales by 20% already for the last 3 years.
Yep.
What would happen if we introduced LoyalCoin into Gongcha? Then what would happen to our sales then?
Right. Because I can imagine that people who would be into crypto would want to go to Gongcha because they now know they can get cryptocurrency in return as a reward.
That's right.
And then they can actually use that. They could trade it one day. They could allow it to increase in its value. And that's a very unique proposition. Now, in terms of our goals, our plans for 2018, how realistic is it to say that we're going to be in all of these countries, say maybe the US, Japan, Korea, will have presence there, a very strong merchant presence?
I think in 2018, this is a very pivotal year in terms of the blockchain. A lot of people have been looking at, particularly not blockchain in general, but more on Bitcoin.
Yes.
So it's a more sexy thing.
Yes.
But then the underlying power of Bitcoin is really the blockchain.
Yes.
So if people would tend to not focus on Bitcoin and focus primarily on the blockchain, this type of technology would be world-altering.
Yeah.
So in that sense, many businesses, not just solely on retail, not solely on financial technology would change. A lot of business models would change.
Right.
And a lot of companies would have to follow this technology whether they like it or not, because it changes the whole game totally.
So it's like you're saying, if they don't innovate, they will be left behind.
Definitely. Because a lot, even in the Fortune 500, a lot of the companies span in the Fortune 500 don't last as long compared to to this day and age. Normally, a Fortune 500 company would last maybe 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Now it's changing, and because you really have to adapt to the environment and the new technologies that are coming now, that are making it more capable for smaller people to level up, or to increase their foothold in other countries wherein before that was not possible.
Right. It's like a great equalizer of sorts, the use of technology. Now, what message would you give to your fellow entrepreneurs who are curious about LoyalCoin and the kind of program that it may offer?
Basically, every mom and pop store, whether it is a fish vendor, a cell phone operator, a cell phone shop, and then going on to retail, to department stores, to restaurants, all of them will be able to use LoyalCoin and then give rewards to their clients, which is already a form of currency, and which it's not necessarily a currency that you can use in terms of peso, but it can be used within that ecosystem, so to speak. So as long as the coalition gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that you will accept the LoyalCoin into your business, then in terms of your sales and your repeat customers, they'll definitely come back over there.
Indeed. It's going to be a truly exciting 2018. Andrew Ong, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The General Manager and owner of Gong Philippines. Until the next episode of VlogChain, this is Paolo Bediones. See you guys. Hey guys, once again, this is Paolo Bediones. Thank you so much for watching. For more videos on cryptocurrency education and LoyalCoin, click the subscribe button below.